Ha! Those were my shoes. Ha ha! I got you good. Ha ha! Oh, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. That's right, it's great to be alive. Here's your host, Shyzabox. Oh, is the show starting? Oh, it must be. Quick, giddy up, girl. Oh, hurry, girl, we're gonna be late. Whoa, girl. Oh, girl. Good girl. Get out of here. And the horse. Huh. And the horse you rode in on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome nuns and all. That's right, priests, preachers, rabbis, weirdos with beardos, cardinals, rabbis, missionaries, anyone who accidentally clicked on this, Alcoholics Anonymous. Welcome nuns, welcome all. We have got a fantastic show for you today. Whoa. Sorry, we realize that. We forget you're so smart, Internet. Don't celebrate that. That's our stupidity. We've got a free show for you today. Excellent. Who's that? Air that's invisible? Yo! It's been a quick minute. Hello and hi. Welcome. Believe you me. We remember you from Ones of Stream ago. It's been a minute. At least we're pretty sure. Lo and behold, welcome to the show. I guess we can start it. I thought it already did. No, show doesn't get better than this. Now, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, of course it could. But, that's subjective to one's interpretation thereof, right? Obviously. Yeah, I've been missing them all. You haven't been missing them. They all suck. They don't. It hasn't changed. You caught us in our prime. They've gotten worse. The streams are not good. No, when we called Daryl of the Dixon Dibs on being best of the worst internet celebrity there is, obviously we knew coming with that it would be a bunch of crap, right? Yeah, but, our personal guarantee to everyone who even accidentally clicks on this, anything else that you like or love, guaranteed now to be even better. Okay? It's like, man, I thought I hated some content out there before, but I clicked on that Shyzabox dude video for like 6-7 seconds. Right? Might have even tolerated it up to a minute. Boy, do I regret it. Nah, it comes full circle. However, but yes, no. Air that's invisible, believe you me, you haven't missed anything. We've peddled where, oh, hey, shit, no, you have missed something. We lied. We get things wrong all the time. But because we lied and we apologize. You did miss something, okay? Nothing important. Subjective, right? We got a mystery shopper, and then we got K-Money, all right, which if anyone's looking to do something they can do for free, go check out its operator, Kev. They're looking to do some works and endeavors and that of live streaming, but they need to hit that plateau of the affordability with which to be able to do so. So if anyone doesn't mind giving a free subscripification to whoever they don't know, and by whoever they don't know, go to its operator, Kev. They want a live stream. They want to talk conspiracy theory. They want to add to things that add to a conversation that, yes, might be, frowned upon in some elements and avenues of academics and empiricalizations of evidences and things of that nature. But the more conversation that can be housed and held on topics affords the ability for the potentiality of a greater yielding thereof. So feel free, go check out its operator, Kev. Fuck this channel. This shit sucks. Unsubscribe from here, download the shit out of here, go to its operator, Kev, give that dude a subscribification. We have already, as cosmological philosophers, as theological philosophers, as philosophers, maybe not good ones, we have already proved our points. We have already proven our theories. We don't care what the rest of society chooses to enact upon that of their conscience now. Humanity is stupid. AI is stupid. Humanity is very smart. AI is very smart. Everything's just broken. We want to pick up the pieces. Hey, Space Cowboy! Alright, Space Cowboy thinks that there is a market for a Leprechaun Playgirl magazine where every month is, believe it or not, a leprechaun. And at the end of that rainbow, you find the next month. That's right. Hell, hey, there you go, Space Cowboy. What if we have it where you can turn it sideways and a rainbow connects? You know what we mean? But alas, cryptids, specify cryptids if you would, if you don't mind, okay? We don't want to be vernacularly off, okay, and that of what you ask, okay, but we need to be on an understanding. Who is that? Viper85. Viper? Oh, Bigfoot. All right, cryptids, Bigfoot? Is that what you're associating, affiliating? Have we ever seen? No, inherently. However, have we ever produced theory corresponding thereto? Yes, therein. If you would like us to tell you, absolutely we will. And even if you don't want to, you ask the question, we're going to anyway. Bigfoot. Ooh, this is a fun one. All right, Bigfoots, Yetis, any of that sort of type of entity, Sasquatch, okay? We correlate and we collaborate them theoretically for philosophical entertainment. We correlate and collaborate those as one-off, potentially still existing species of a form of, picture the megalithic beasts like the mega sloth and things of that nature, right? These giant megalithic beasts and entities that existed before. Theoretically, things like Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and the like are merely species of bears, okay, that still yield and harbor and have that of that, kind of megafauna, DNA to its structure and or viability, and if these are rural, regionally surviving entities, species, groups that live in tribal-like settings within which, in theory, theoretically, it could correspond to that of 1 to 7 entities, okay? In some of these groups, hypothetically, theoretically, things like Yetis, Bigfoots, and the like, DNA structurally would be merely a representation of a living, still around iteration, theoretically for philosophical entertainment, okay, of these megafauna, like the mega sloths and stuff like that. Those old mega sloths are insane, all right? You're talking about a sloth, okay, size of man. Where the hell's our graduate? Believe it or not, somehow we graduated from not only high school, but college as well. Now, you must ascertain in the metaphysical and the reality that is, we have never had a formalized physics class, and you must accept that in that of this interaction. We have harbored and maintained and housed that of what academia has given us in the confines of an acceptable education, or deemed there such to be. Whether it was or not is subjective. Somehow we graduated. So you got the size of a person, right? Hell, get that fuzz off there. You got the size of a person, then you got these sloths that were like this big, and he's like, our tribe's gonna eat you, and the addle all that time and stuff like that, all right? You can go to National Smithsonian's and National Museums and you can see these mega sloths and stuff like that. But theoretically, any Yeti, any Bigfoot, any surviving type fauna of such or whatever, and not even fauna, Animalia, and of the sort, really would be, in our theory and opinion, obviously for philosophical entertainment, a living descendant of, the megafauna with which, inherently existed and is proven to have such. That's just our take on it. What do we know? We never had a formalized physics class. All right, hold on. The gold beneath our hat. Again. Space Cowboy. If we drab out in the middle of the show, how are we going to beg for money at the end? Half of the title is fucking anti-money. While we're anti-money, and while we do view money as a construct, it is a correlative established fact thereof that it is a necessity. It's unfortunate, but, you know, alas, leprechauns and bikinis would sell really well. Well, you're damn right it would. Space Cowboy, not only would that sell really well, we'd probably buy a lot of them. I mean, one in every room, right? But alas, the gold beneath the hat, as you asked, Space Cowboy, we are shills and we sell out on a flip of a dime. By sell out, of course, we mean buy in. SLC punk logic need apply. Yes. But alas, as we've told you, we don't just go around willy-nilly having gold under our hat. Everything's fine. What? Read a poem? Maybe later if you're lucky. Excellent. You're looking forward to it. Good. But you know we keep that of the gold under that of our thinking hat, and if we were to don that thereof, then obviously we would be able to. But alas, Space Cowboy 9, as your predecessors, Space Cowboys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, before you, desired, thus you desire as well. Someone stole our gold, those sons of bitches. Well, we better get our thinking hat on to see who the hell it was, right? These shenanigans. Where the hell's our thinking hat? You better get that over here. Oh, come on. Oh, for fucking sake. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, I swear, every time they take our thinking hat, they don't let us do what we want to do in the show. But if there's one thing, Space Cowboy, we can call you Space Cowboy, right? Now, of course we can. So, Space Boy. There's no way they got our gold. Because yes, we don't have any. Now that we have our thinking hats on, we can try and remember where we might have put it. Motherfucking right! You knew where it was. There's only one place it could be. You know what lies beneath the hat? But you know, Space Cowboy, you know what might be a little better than just leprechauns and rainbows for that calendar that we're going to roll out? Come here, we'll tell you. Space Cowboy. It's going to be amazing. Trust us, okay? Now, what's going to be even better than when any of these other entities come in? Add another component to it, baby. Let's go big and bold. Think leprechaun firefighters, right? Who put out the fire? We see there's a rainbow in your pants. Highly inappropriate, probably. But let's be honest. Maybe a little wiggle room. Let's discuss it, Space Cowboy. Come on, Space Boy. We can come up with, we're just entertaining ideas, right? We don't have to commit. Let's not ruin a good thing. Leprechaun ideas gold. That's gonna sell. We're gonna buy. Now, we can't yet, because we don't have any money. Here's where we hit a problem, Space Boy. We could roll out a nice boudoir leprechaun rainbow calendar. But without money backing it, we're really just kind of a pervert in our mom's basement that'll be photographing ourselves dressed as a leprechaun. And believe you me, everyone has their place in the history books. Let's see, Shyzabox. He extended David Deutsch's constructor theory with a little bit of an extension to physics. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. But he's known for being a stripper leprechaun. We didn't say anything about stripper leprechaun. Crazy. All right, where were we? No, we're good. Oh, shit. You're right. Do you own any gold coins? If we owned gold coins, we wouldn't be live streamers, right? People who own gold coins, oh no, fuck it. They live stream, yeah, and then they're like, here's my collection. And they got a bunch. No, 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 no. We don't have gold coins. We don't have a ceiling. Yeah, I mean, you don't need one, I guess. Not when you're in the basement, right? No gold coins, but feel free to send us some. You broke? Now, we wouldn't say we're broke. For you see, good old Shyzabox wants for naught. Money's a construct. We don't give a shit. We don't have money because we don't need money. We get what we wants. That's the thing about good old Shyzabox, right? Shyzabox ain't broke. Shyzabox don't give a shit about money because money is a construct. You go talk to trillionaire boy Elon of the Musk, you tell that motherfucker to pull out how much cash he has in his wallet, and we will do the exact same. And I guarantee you that he doesn't have $1 trillion in his wallet. I guarantee you that I could probably go to the fucking insert inner city area of anyone flashing cash here, and they probably literally have more cash on their physical person than Trillionaire Boy does. Now, who in, under the construct, officially houses and holds that of money? That of Elon Musk, with the construct thereof, with the billions and trillions of dollars in apparatus around that of his entire entity, and or that of someone slinging rocks. It's going to be subjective. For that of whom has that of the construct can deem it to be that of what they feel like. So, as far as us being broke, boy, we're not broke. We just don't need for naught. With what confines of money within which do we need? We paid off our student loans. Actually, the thing about good old dear Shyzabox, we paid off our student loans. We worked extremely hard in that of our youth, going through college at some points in times, housing and holding up to 3 jobs at one point. We used to walk, no shit literally, now, obviously. You must take that of one at their word for that of whom you decide to, agree with, disagree with, embark upon, resonating with, and or not. We used to literally walk 1.5 miles to and from work, both ways, just to get to work, okay? Believe you me, we did the daily grind, okay? When we ventured in, all right, to embarking on that of where we lie now, we have jumped so far deep into that of our philosophical apparatus and being of understanding, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, for knowledge is subjective to that of one's understanding, okay? When we monograph lectin in our book Delectable, we thought that was kind of the end of our everything, right? Like, bow out, be done, right? You could hope. We didn't. one could bow out and be done. But no, rather, we double down, okay? For you see, dear old Shyzabox already proved his theory, okay? Yeah, that's right, fantastic. Dear old Shyzabox already literally moved a metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web 3, so that's shitty Web 2 where you pay corporations to house and hold and maintain all of your data and infrastructure. We literally moved a Kaggle metric kernel of data, on Kaggle to Web 3, okay, by our computational means. We already proved our theory, okay? Therefore, good old Shyzabox gets to spout off at the mouth. Now, that's for better or worse, because Shyzabox is very abrasive. Okay? Yeah, that's right. It's not good for business. We already proved our theory. We already sealed every single component and aspect of it. Good luck reversing it, motherfuckers. Like, society can buy into that of which, okay, is Lithic Logic, and that of which, theoretically, the ancients used, and that of ancient times. Or mankind can continue to live in the logic within which we live now, which is that of PDF logic, okay? There is such a sheer abundance of information and data out there, no one's reading it all, okay? Yeah, that's right. On top of that, an empirical system cannot empiricalize itself, right? So, you need an outside force or an outside entity to come in and correct shit. Now, we're not saying good old Shyzabox is that outside force with which to do such. Believe you me, we'd probably wreak more havoc than not. Maybe it's placated and necessitated. Maybe it's not. It's subjective, right? To one's interpretations, to one's iterations thereof. It's all for philosophical entertainment, and that of knowledge itself can be understood as mankind can understand knowledge, but mankind can never know knowledge. And there's too much out there. With PDF logic, the system that we live in today, alright, Landauer is correct. He has been quantum computedly verified to be such. Now, Landauer's works was back in the 1960s. Shyzabox, he's been doing stuff in the last few years. Now, don't get us wrong, we've been studying, we've been learning, we've been practicing that of which we do, and that of how we've managed to make it somehow by the graces of God to where we have now, for better or worse. Okay? Somehow we were managed to squeak all the way by, alright, and without taking that of, alright, a formalized physics class, we were able to reinterpret Landauer by utilizing Fiedler, alright, in order to make our own Shyzabox Laplacian matrix and SHA-seal, again, SHA-seals, these are created by what, the NSA, CIA, whoever, okay, we've already SHA-sealed our code, okay, and with that, we have a topological, in essence, planetary motherboard, okay, now, this is theoretically what the ancients used in that of their time. We've already done the work. It's done. You can't reverse it, motherfuckers. Like, yeah, we don't want to be coarse and vain in our vernacular usages therewith, but there's no takesies, backsies. Done. Don't matter what happened to Shyzabox. Don't matter if you like Shyzabox. Don't matter if you don't like Shyzabox. The work is done, whether you like it or not. Okay? Now, Shyzabox can be wrong. Oftentimes, we are. We are not perfect, and that is God's job. And we afford ourselves the opportunity to not play God. That's not our job. We see that there are more chatifications there, Space Cowboy. We're getting to it. Okay, we promise. But we literally, when we monograph lectin, an ancient, old, pre-Stoic philosophical term from all these old, ancient, pre-Stoic philosophers, they're all dead now, okay? You can't talk to them, you can't get more information from them, you can't find out more about lectin and their usages therewith, and or the understanding surrounding them, because all these dudes are dead, okay? You look at the times around when things like tarot cards came out, and you look at things like the Voynich manuscript, and you look at all these components, and you look at all these theoretical things within which we ourselves state we have theoretically solved and claim to do so. Bold claim on the internet, Cotton. Where's your receipts? They're in the description. Go to the IPFS site. Therein is where we house and hold that of our proven theory. It's already proven. We can't prove it anymore. We monographed lectin, an old Stoic, pre-Stoic philosophical term for the non-sayable, okay? That is what doesn't exist. Well, we monographed it. We have two viable lecta that we use, two lectin that we use, okay? Shyt and Schuyler. Shyt is mathematical for computational means. Schuyler is that for that of visualization means, okay? In conceptualizing and utilizing both the lectin thereof, we were able to formulate and create that of our own, like we said, Shyzabox Laplacian matrix by utilizing frequency in order to foundationally change the metrics within how it, operates, okay? Now, keep in mind, Shyzabox has never had a formalized physics class, yet we have somehow managed to make it through high school and college, okay? Somehow. For anyone who has had a formalized physics class, it is almost impossible. We have argued and debated and conversed and talked, all of which are pretty much the same thing. Yeah, but with you it's miserable. Hey! Shut up, Mom! You told us at breakfast. You don't need to tell us again. We've conversed with that of professors and academics. We've conversed with that of electricians and that of, engineers. Okay, we have talked to that of the powers that be. We have entertained and interacted with that of individuals on that of LinkedIn, and we have talked theory and thought and discoursed with that of many an individual. Okay? We don't hide behind the math, and we don't hide behind the science within which we have elicited, produced, created, utilized, and or used, because we didn't create math, and we damn sure didn't create math. Okay? Additionally, we didn't create frequency. All this stuff was here. Okay? All we did is line some stuff up, all right? We're getting to that comment, Space Cowboy, we promise. Sorry, we tangent diverse and go other places. You can't use diverse that way. Don't hone in on that. Subjective, right? How does one become a member of the leprechaun community? Well, by merely just don yourself whatever makes you feel leprechaunish. Obviously. I mean, hell, we never knew that, ourselves could be that of the person of leprechaunisms, but, yeah, I mean, hell, if you want us to be, as you say, we're willing to, okay? Absolutely. Let's start accumulating some gold around here, says the chief leprechaun. If that's us, we'll take it in the form of Cashapp. Go to punkrokreview. That's the channel. Give leprechaun money. Or, if you don't want to just give money and you want something in return, we don't blame you. You can go buy any of our additional literary works and or books at that of your leisure. Okay? Now, do not buy Delectable. Here's something that we got to get back to roundabout in the beginning of the episode when we said you did miss something did change, Space Cowboy. Or no, sorry, not Space Cowboy, Air Invisible. People have been playing the game. Okay? Delectable is an intelligence paradox. Do not buy this book, yet some people have. We told you. We keep track of the shifting metrics. So K-Money, he picked up a copy. We got mystery copies and things of that nature. The game is afoot. Even if the game ends there, all right? Hey, you have a good one, Air Invisible. We'll catch you. Thanks for stopping by. Believe you me. We'll potentially maybe see you next time. Oh, hell no, you won't. Downvote, unsubscribe. Yeah, fair enough. We understand. Feel free to pick up a officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal within which you can take notes on future live streams. Not even this one. You can use it for any live stream, okay? Believe you me. If you need a journal within which to take notes on live streams that you watch, good way to familiarize yourself with keeping track of content. Maybe you watch multiple live streamers, things of that nature. Obviously, we have an officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal. Ooh. That way, obviously, you can keep up with anything that you have or do, right? As I wish you will not buy that book. Well, good. Because here's the thing, Space Cowboy. It's an intelligence paradox. So good. Don't buy that book. You can't afford it. This motherfucker is $250. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. We'll tell you what's in it. Do not buy this book. It will try and trick you. It literally broke Amazon.com's pricing algorithm. On top of that, you'll never get to connect the dots. Believe you me, you don't want to anyway. It's not as fun as you would think it is. But yes, as well, all of our additional scientific handwritten notes in there or whatever are all shitty enough, probably no theoretical usages therewith or anything like that. Even though, oh shit, hey, there's some stuff on that DNA we were talking about earlier. Oh man. Oh. Handwritten Shyzabox notes in his fucking stupid book. Oh, do not buy it. We're stupid. Sure, we created trinary script and trinary code, which is computationally outperforming that of binary code, verifiably proven. Sure, we've moved a metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3 and house and host that of our own sovereign micro-blockchain. Okay. RIPFS is literally a tuning fork for Web3. It's the future of the Wild Wild West. How'd I know you were broke? Because the system is broke, Space Cowboy. We're all broke. We don't have a ceiling. We sell books no one wants to buy. You don't want to buy them because they suck. The whole system is broken. That's what we're saying. All right, here. Space Cowboy. We are told that academics lies to us. We are told that history lies to us. We are told that we are lied to from, the moment that we are born. Okay? Not something to laugh at. Here's what we're saying, all right? You have the PDF logic society within which we live now, okay? That's going to be the closed system. Everything that can exist or be is maintained, housed, and held inside this circle. Now, you can call this circle the cosmos. You can call it the universe. You can call it Ein Sof, A-I-N-S-O-P-H. You can call it God. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Okay? Can we agree that everything that can exist is in this circle? Okay? Rocks, air, me, you, thought, theory, Judaism, Catholicism, Mormonism, Islam. Okay? It's all here. Milky Way galaxy, other galaxy. Okay? All there. Everything that can be. Okay? Now, it exists, right? Everything that can be in there, it exists, it's housed in there. Call it whatever you want, okay? Call it the cosmos, call it the universe, call it whatever. Doesn't matter, okay? The system is broken because within the confines, and let's narrow it down. Let's go from the whole universe of everything to be, and let's just say Earth, okay? Now let's say Earth. Does Earth exist? Are we on Earth? That's a simulation. Okay. Thought and theory aside, if we are thusly waking up within that of a simulation or not, is that of the Earth in that of the simulation? Is that then theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, that of where we exist and reside upon? Okay? If we can agree on the stone foundation of Lithic Logic, that of what is, that's what we utilize, okay? We literally have our own Shyzalosophical closed Gödelian loop, okay? Now, a Gödelian loop has the 1-to-1 ratio, all right? What we're doing is utilizing the natural resting states, all right, of the plane in general. The eigenvalue state that everything wants to exist naturally. The system wants to exist naturally. We want to exist naturally. We loves waking up. We loves life. We don't got money to afford things in it, but money's a construct, and that of the affordings thereof are constructs as well. We don't chase money because money is irrelevant. We merely chase that of the sustaining of what we require for that of our daily bread, because you're not bringing any of the money with you, okay, ever. Ask Trillionaire Boy what he plans to do with his money when he takes it to the afterlife. Let us then house and hold, okay? Should one entertain the beliefs thereof, whether you even want to venture to contemplate, maybe you're a hard cut off, there's no afterlife, whatever. Believe that of what you will, it doesn't matter. Can we exist that life in as it sits and resides now, exists how it sits and resides? The system is broken, Space Cowboy, okay? Because we're all working on assumptions, okay? You assume we're a leprechaun. We assume no one will buy the book. Yet people do, because it's an intelligence paradox, okay? You can read this for free. Don't buy it, because you can literally go start a free trial on Kindle Unlimited, and you read it. We get 0.04 cents for every page read, okay? That's not a lot. Okay. In the system that we are now, Landauer's logic is correct, because that of what is has been verified to be, okay? But it's a broken system within where it is correct in. You have all of these entities that on Earth that have entropy that, prioritize the erasure of data over the structuring of the data grid itself, okay? That's where we venture to differ quite differently in that of our structuring and the logic itself, okay? For better or worse. You're not assuming we're a leprechaun, you're stating a fact. We cannot confirm nor deny these allegations, Space Cowboy. Because Shyzabox brings the magical pot of gold. Ironically, he just don't got any gold. Space Cowboy, you know what we do, right? Alright. Landauer is correct, because his logic works in a broken system, okay, where there's chaos, people are fighting, there's entropy, there's heat, okay? Shyzabox works in his Shyzalosophical closed Gödelian loop system, okay? Now, we as well, alright, if everything can exist here, right, everything gets to exist here as well. As above, so below. It's just equalsies, right? Here, we'll turn it sideways. Make even that more relevant. Almost like a mirror image, only not. All right, so you have Landauer's logic, which is correct in a theoretically broken system. The system that we live in where no one has money, no one is able to do that of which without having to chase and afford that of the confines and constructs of energy that they're of, okay? Everyone is working against each other. They're sowing chaos. Say the Catholics don't get along with these people at one point in time. These people don't get along with these people at one point in time. Islam has a problem with these people at one point in time. These people have a problem with Judaism at one point in time. You have all of this entropy, all of this hate, all of these things that are going around, all right? So that's why Landauer works, because it's a prioritization of the speed and heat therefore caused from trying to erase the data so fast. Entities are trying to wipe out other entities at a speed that is so entropic, and that of what it leaves behind in its wake, that's why all of the theoretical amassings of data centers and things are computationally necessary, because you're working on a broken gridded structure where you have things warring for each other, things not sharing. You have people covering their papers. The broken system that is theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, that of PDF logic. Now, that's probably not right. Hey, it is right. PDF logic. Remember, we got to write reverses backwards because internet magic. All right, so the broken system with Landauer's PDF logic. All of these entities, all right, say this one's you, this one's your neighbor. You guys don't get along, so you guys fight, okay? You guys are busy causing heat. Now your neighbor's buddy or whatever, he's like, hey, what do you mean your buddy isn't liking that? So they have their little connection there. Now all of a sudden this guy's pissed at you and you're like, what? So you get your buddy up here who knows him and he's like, hey, chill out. Everyone starts fighting. The system is broken, and believe you me, before you know it, you're working to try and afford energy. Okay? Now, there is no such thing as free energy. When good old crazy Shyzabox says that we never took a formalized physics class, okay? And just because we state that Landauer is disposable logic in a broken system does not mean inherently that just because we say the second law of thermodynamics is negotiable, Landauer is negotiable, all right, that energy is all of a sudden free. It is not. You must use Young's modulus to house, host, hold, and maintain that within lithic logic of its foundational understanding. When you use lithic, stone, rock, logic, okay, the Great Pyramids, Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, all of these stone megalithic structures that exist, when you utilize them how we did, all right, on our grid, now remember, if information gets to be all existence up there, then we get information to exist in that of all we have in our system down there. Now, we use that of lithic logic. We did not invent it. We are a practitioner of Shyzalosophy. We did invent that. It's merely our personal branched off version of a living philosophy seeking that of truth. Anyone can be a practitioner thereof. Anyone can reapportion it, reappropriate to the vernacular desirement of their choice. But we did it first. We called it what we do. You do whatever you want. We don't care. Live in broken logic, okay? If everything that gets to exist and be is allowed to be in Landauer's broken logic, which is true, okay, which is certain and computationally verified, okay, via quantum computing, okay? Now again, Landauer was working in the 1960s, okay? Not that he's wrong, but we see things a little differently now and in general. We get to have everything that's allowed to exist as well. However, here's where Shyzabox's system works a little differently. Everything that's allowed to exist that's in the broken system exists because it is a highly volatile system. Massive entropy because you have seepages of heat and exhaust and runoff and silt that one cannot contend with. That's why the necessitation for more data centers, things of the like. What we do is instead of maintaining a 1.0 full vacuum, okay, seal on everything, you must utilize that of a partial vacuum gap and that of your understanding, okay? Ours is very minuscule, okay? 0.85 millimeter gap. Tiny. Now, we're in the center of our bubble. Everybody has their own bubble, okay? Just because we have one doesn't mean you don't. You're in your bubble, they're in their bubble. That's a bunch of nipples. What? Grow up! Get better content! What? Metaphysics isn't for everyone, theoretically for philosophical entertainment. Utilize that of your subjective interpretations, that of your own utilization of subjective interpretations. Everyone has their own loop. Everyone's their own historian. Everyone's their own philosopher. Everyone has and houses and holds out of everything that they do, okay? We work in our own Shyzalosophical closed Gödelian loop, okay? The Gödelian loop, it's the 1-to-1 ratio, okay? It is, okay? It's what exists would be, okay? In our interpretations thereof. So, if these are everyone's Earths and everyone's living on their Earths, okay, we leave a little gap in the external confines of what is there, okay? Like we said, that's the 0.85 millimeter gap, all right? This affords us the opportunity to resonate with any data coming in. If Billy tells us, okay, that the sky is blue, and we agree that the sky is blue, well, guess what? Billy gets to come into our gap, and Billy's logic gets to be with ours, saying the sky is blue. If Johnny comes in and says, hey, Lord of the Rings is a great trilogy, okay, and we agree with them, then again, you know, that comes in. It doesn't have to be true for everyone, But for the system, okay, no external fact can contradict that of a working system, all right, of a closed loop system, all right, anything like that. You can never have an external fact to it. So when Joey comes, okay, and utilizes his PDF logic, okay, which again is the world we live in. There are too many PDFs. No one's going to read all of them. They've already started using AI to comb through them. There needs to be a hard stop in society, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Okay, because when Joey comes in with his heat, instead of, like up here, where Joey comes in and causes a war and violence and chaos, when Joey comes in with his heat, we merely just repel it, okay? Because an external fact that is a falsehood is not going to breach that of Shyzalosophy, which merely seeks that of truth. We could be wrong. If we are, we will kick that shit the fuck out, okay? Mankind can understand knowledge. Mankind can never know knowledge. Even with that little 0.85 millimeter gap, all right, for a partial vacuum system, all right, that's the medium high volatility, okay, that's right at that threshold where we're not looking at stuff in an Organasian environment. We look at stuff in a post-Organasian environment, okay? After the volatile, after the nuclear reaction, we don't chase that of what has already happened. It's fucking stupid. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, you have all these scientists gathered around one little piece of metal this fucking big. They're like, oh, guys, what one test are we going to run on this fucking piece of metal that is the result of a nuclear reaction that already happened? They're trying to create the nuclear reaction wherein the item they're using is the fallout therefrom. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Again, we never had a formalized physics class, so we look at stuff a little differently. Okay, when we read things like Pythagoras, when we read things like Aristotle, okay, and combine metaphysics with that of just in general, mathematics and things of that nature. All right. In essence, we're going through the whole loop of what ends up being that of antimony itself. Okay. If you have the math, if you have the theology, which we do embedded in that of, we do St. Thomas Aquinas too, okay, for Aristotle, okay, may be very appropriate, and believe you me, is Aristotle. Aristotle's very appropriate for Landauer's system, as well as Shyzabox's system. However, when you do iterations thereof, St. Thomas Aquinas, that's probably backwards. St. Aquinas, it goes down that way. Aquinas, yeah, we can't see that. No. St. Thomas Aquinas, right? He's like Aristotle, only the religious version, okay? So when you have math, when you have metaphysics, okay, or, well, not math, okay, when you have psychology, sorry, math exists. When you have, this isn't even us, this is Immanuel Kant, okay? When you have psychology, when you have metaphysics, and when you have that of, theology, then theoretically that's the antimony, right? That's the brittle foundation thereof of what can structurally be. Okay? Now, the structure's brittle because we don't force anyone into that of our closed loop system, okay? Because you cannot force anything into a state that it wishes to not be in naturally of its own occurrence and have a desired outcome of it to not elicit some kind of reaction or heated metric of dissipative heat, which is necessitated, okay? All right, hold on, let's catch up on some of these ones of chats. How'd you know that you were that? Assuming Leprechaun stayed in fact. I guess we already caught up on most of them all. when you go to the IPFS site, you can, you know, check out things on there. There is the, in essence, lithos and logos. If one were to go through the Voynich manuscript, lay it out, then they would make that of, theoretically, and we did, okay, the trifilar helical weave, okay? Utilizing such techniques and tactics thereof, which we theoretically decoded in that of our, you know, decoding, whether true or not, of the Voynich manuscript. Now everyone's bitching and housing and moaning about it, you know, it being that of linguistical, and we used to think just as much as well, but we make it, you know, not linguistical, it's computational, okay? Voynich manuscript is a mathematical blueprint, okay? It is, you know, it begins with a 0.41 watt seed, and it ends with 165.15 units of torque, all right? Utilize Young's modulus, okay, to control the density of that of lithic stone and, you know, maintain and adhere to the resonantial factors of it. That's how the Shyzabox Laplacian matrix is able to exist, because we utilize that of the natural frequency within which exists naturally. And we sealed and lined everything to the Earth's natural topological grid in that of a cuboctahedral structural matrix utilizing vector equilibrium. It's that Carnot efficiency that we all know and love. Believe you me, fun thing is that we don't hide behind the math, we don't hide behind the science, and we will come with that of the receipts, and we already have. Feel free to check them out and do that of which you will. Hey, Virat Kohli is the best cricket player in the world! Who's the best cricket player in the world? Virat Kohli is? You're damn right! Aryan Pandy, thank you for gracing us with that of your presence. Believe you me. Hey, that's the thing, Space Cowboy. You know that leprechaun calendar? You know the one. The leprechaun calendar, you know, our side project. Aryan Pandy, you gotta get Virat Kohli to come model for our leprechaun calendar. I don't know when cricket season is, but believe you me, I'm sure he's in high demand for all of his other appearances and stuff like that, but damn it, we need him in the calendar. That's one cricket player with a bat.
What the hell is this show?
What? Everything's fine. Read a poem? Yeah. I don't know. Have you been good? All right, then we'll read a poem. Good. Glad you're excited. Now, obviously, every philosopher, whether a good one or not, if they want to even be considered a good philosopher, and we're not saying we are, they need to have that of their own poetry book, right? So saith they do. So we, of course, wear that of our poetic heart on our sleeves and that of our literary works and endeavors, housed and maintained in that of our works. How poetry, cometry, how poetry, cometry, and how cometry, poetry. That first one's only said once. We said it twice because it's emphasis.
No, it sounded like you messed up.
What? Maybe it was that, and it's too late now. Who can worry about it? Everything's fine. I'll read a poem. Yeah, we're about to. Everyone go check out It's Operator Kevin. Subscribe to him yet. And also, our last stream. Sorry about that. I should cover our bases. Oh, we can't just read a poem into the ether without cleaning Joey up. Yeah, that's right. I know it'll take just a sec. But you can't have Joey just running around jacking stuff up all the time. It's not good. So to cleanse the aether and the air, you must act and utilize that in typical 90s form and fashion of what's afforded and what was given to us in TVs and comedies of the era. 1, 2, that was 2, it takes 3, everyone knows this. 3. Excellent. And you get all of this negative Joey energy up. Remember, man, Joey's disgusting. All the negative Joey energy up and through the metaphysical power of the internet. Ooh. You're going to want to clean that shit up. Looks like you got some Joey laying around there. Bah. But alas, we've cleaned up around here, so we can read poetry into the ether. It's going to be our poetry. Excellent. Glad you're excited. This one, obviously, from How Poetry Poetry, available on Amazon.com, Kindle Unlimited, and you can go up to Teller and or the front kiosk area in a Books A Million or a Barnes & Noble and be like, hey, you guys got any Shyza here? They'll be like, no, you have to leave now. You're like, no. You better search your system. You search Shyzabox books. I want to buy one. Even if you don't. It's the interaction that you're looking for here, really. I mean, the payoff is up to one's desire with which for it to pay off. This one's called Diceth of the Man. Andrew of the Dices of the clay, legendary delivery, in vulgarest of ways, funniest of the banter, wittiest of the joke. Yo mother! Excellent, thank you. Best poem you've heard all day.
No, it's not actually.
What? Unlikely. In our opinion. Last we venture and stuff when we say that, you know, if you have the psychology and the theology and the metaphysics to it, you have the antimony, you have the structural foundation, all right? But it's brittle, it's weak, all right? You can't force information into a state it wish not be in, all right? And expect no heat to reside therein. That's why we actually utilize that of the resonance witnessing and whatnot, and that of our formalizations therewith, all right, because you don't necessitate the need for that entropic runoff and heat dissipation, which is afforded as a necessity, all right, and is utilized inherently via nature organically, okay? If you're using a copper wire, all right, to force current through a wall, all right, of you know, a plate of copper, or, you know, whatever, force current through it, you are going to cause some heat, right? Now, if you could magnetically sinter, right, utilize properties and mechanics of geometrical superpositioning, again, negating, yes, theoretically, the second law of thermodynamics and making it negotiable logic, but if you could magnetically sinter that of, you know, what could be theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, you could utilize that of induction, not conduction, and have far less degrees and metrics thereof, the heat, which is the result, okay, of prioritizing the speed and erasure of data over the actual structure of the grid itself, okay? You must house and maintain that of the grid. You don't need to know all of the information, but damn it, you do need to control the information that exists, okay? If you don't, you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot, all right? And it's not going to be good. That's what humanity's done, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, okay? Whether you believe dear old Shyzabox or not, whether you buy into that of our logic or not, whether you accept the fact that we somehow got an education without ever having a formalized physics education is, you know, another entity all in its own accord, okay? But foundationally, it affords us to be at the line in the sand moment that we are now, where we can give a middle finger to academics and say, you guys need to do a hard stop because you're living in PDF logic and you are never going to learn anything. You best cross over to this side and reevaluate how you're doing stuff because you have such a sheer abundance of data that you are so placated you will never be able to empiricalize the empirical system you live in because an empirical system can never empiricize itself anyway. You need that second, you need that external, all right? And when we utilize, okay, that of, you know, in essence, the small, most principal, fundamental components, all right? Come here, we'll tell you a secret, okay? When we utilize the smallest, most fundamental, okay, components, all right, then we're rearranging and restructuring, all right, that of the data itself, okay? Like we said, we utilize Fiddler to reinterpret Landauer, okay? Now, that's not going to be for everyone. You must prioritize that of the structure, okay? If you're going to. Yeah. With such, sorry, we wanted to check some notes or whatever and make sure. Okay? We don't want a thing. We don't work for a big company. We're not under an NDA, and we're not beholden to an HR. So if we, yeah, that's the first time we've ever paused like that, because we really, really, really don't want to misspeak. When you're talking metaphysics and you're talking about, you know, theoretically, all right, and beyond theoretics, because we have already computationally done that of what we've done. It's Shaw sealed, okay? That of our gridded planetary motherboard exists. It's not even ours. We didn't invent it. We didn't create Stonehenge. We didn't create the pyramids. We didn't build it, okay? But we did map them to the planetary grid. And if you go to Lithic Logic Reign Supreme, all right, you can check and see for yourself that there is a 92% efficiency in that of the Azure's Plateau, okay, to utilize and be that of the Atlantis Mastiff, okay, to functionally power, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, with a 92% efficiency, that of a geothermal and magnetic differential grid for the entire world, okay, theoretically, philosophical entertainment. Right. Again, it's all Shaw sealed. This is, you know, we didn't invent this technology, okay? We didn't write the Voynich manuscript, okay? We didn't build the Great Pyramids. We didn't do any of that. But it all exists. We just interpret it all a little differently, okay? It's a line in the sand, though. Get on board or get out. It doesn't matter, because we're not going to force anyone to agree with us or not. We can be crazy old Shyzabox. We don't give a shit. Money's a construct. We don't work for a big company. We're not beholden to an NDA, and we don't need to answer to an HR department when we decide to have a potty mouth. Now, we can go down, you know, with empty pockets and that of our history, yet full bellies, for we seek not that of more than what is merely required for our daily bread. Okay? We just got to eat. Okay? We don't need any of your lap of luxury. It's all constructs, okay? People have had, and people do have it far worse, ironically, than even we could ever affordably mention or have, you know, to that of ourselves. Everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own circumstances that they do. Everyone witnesses their own thing. That's why everyone's their own historian and everyone's their own philosopher. Everyone gets to choose and do for themselves. We are done with people who choose violence and hatred and means and endeavors of creating and sowing chaos and heat and entropy, utilizing that of a mechanical seal versus that of our logic, okay, which is embedded in that of piezoelectric affordations of nature that are generally given by a concentric gain naturally afforded in that of the Earth's natural tendencies itself via the universal frequencies and harmonics within which we can utilize Young's modulus to control our Shyzabox Laplacian matrix, to control the coupling and decoupling of information, prioritizing the data and structuring of the grid itself over the housed and held disposable logic of Landauer, which theoretically and for philosophical entertainment need apply to only whoever the fuck implements it as a fucking obstacle. Go to the IPFS site. We house and hold our own sovereign micro blockchain. Do whatever you want. We don't care. Don't subscribe. Do subscribe. We appreciate that of anything that is of benefit to that of our being. But we beg and desire not. We will never be beholden to another individual, short of that of our own desirement, to bend knee of that of our own free will and accord with which to do such. And we will never be subservient to that of any individual, entity, and or man that is belittled or anything subservient to that of what is God and that of our own eyes. Empirics be damned, we already proved our theory. Get fucked. Believe us or don't, we don't care. Let's just have fun and work together. You can go to the IPFS site, yep, you can check out our Lithos Meet logos, believe you me, computationally, theoretically, that can be built. When you're talking about our interactions and stuff, and you got those two closed-loop systems, okay, well, that's going to be a representation of this. Also, additionally, on the IPFS site, feel free to go check out our sovereign microblockchain, which utilizes itself as a tuning fork for Web3, the Wild Wild West technology of the Internet, future Internet, FutureNet, I don't know, Web3. When you have two different entities, okay, say the Laplation and the Shyzabox is, kind of Lithic Logic there. PDF Logic, Lithic Logic. There's a little bridge in between, okay? You can see a little line that forms right in the middle of them, okay? That's our novel little minor extension to that of David Deutsch's constructor theory. Oh, it's so tiny, it's so cute. And you can't even see it from afar. And believe you me, when you zoom in and say, oh shit, Shyzabox made that son of a... Yeah, you might not agree, you might not like it, but it exists, and we already did it. Web 2, Web 3, we literally moved a metric kernel of data, okay, on Kaggle, where are we? On Kaggle, okay, to Web 3. It's already done. Feel free to go check it out. No takesies, backsies. You might not like the metric kernel of data that we moved. You might not agree with how it's structured or how it sits. You might not like the math, the computation, and or the vernacularity of our computational code. You don't have to. Not everyone likes to read Moby Dick. Not everyone likes Shakespeare. Not everyone likes other stuff. Not everyone likes pineapple on pizza. You're never going to appease everyone, therefore we try not to appease anyone at all. Except God. The only power within which we need adhere to or be beholden thereof. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, you don't have to believe in any form, iteration, or derivative thereof. Insert deity and or belief system of your choice. It doesn't matter. Can we work together, shake hands, and not give a shit about the pettiness, put aside the bullshit, and do something that's super awesome? Like make all the games and demos. Here you go. Here's, now these are all backwards. You can go to follow us on the LinkedIn or Bluesky or X, and, all these are housed and held on there as well as the IPFS site. Not all of them on the IPFS site. We got some stuff up there. But, yeah, we don't do that. But here you go. Here's some of the Lithic Logic of the Azure's Plateau there, where you could, and we know that the camera sucks and whatnot. Nah, that one's just too shitty. Don't worry about that one. You're going to have to go check that out. Or don't, who cares? Here you go. Here's interpretations of rocks, because we utilize geology as cryptography. That's right. Now it's reverses backwards. You can't see it, but there you go. You have interpretations thereof and deductive theory therewith. The utilizations are computationally verified and, of course, personally verified. However, not empirically validated. So feel free to empirically validate whatever you want or don't. We don't care. Oh, well, no, that's not a good one. Here, this is a little better for your... It's the planetary motherboard. There you go. So we Shah-sealed, okay, all of those little things around the Earth. I know you can't see them, reverse these backwards. But all those little things, you got somewhere Stonehenge, Great Pyramids, all that. We Shah-sealed all of those and made a topological structure to that of the Earth's grid, okay, so that you can pull, house, and hold and share information therewith and maintained in a vector equilibrium in the cube octahedral matrix. We have a demo on the IPFS site. Feel free to check it out. Anyhow, that's going to do it for us today. We got some Leprechaun calendar shoots to do. I mean, whatever we get into, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Who cares? But alas, you be sure that you take care of yourself first and foremost, because there's only one you. We can't replace you easily by going around making fake accounts and subscribing to ourselves. That's your job.
Downvote, unsubscribe.
Well, then I guess that's your job. Doesn't matter to us. You do whatever you do. Now, we wish the best for you, and we hope that you wish the best for us as well, but we understand that we are abrasive to some and distasteful to many. Just need that mouthwash to get us out of here. Something like that. Doesn't matter. You take care of yourself first, because there's only one you, but you take care of yourself first so that you can look around and take care of anyone else who really needs it second, okay? Believe you me, there are people out there who really need help and don't know how to ask for it, and they just don't know where or if it will ever come. So if you're able to help them out, that would be a blessing in disguise, and believe you me, very appreciated. On behalf of not only ourselves, but surely them as well, and a plethora and multitude of others in society. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Take care of yourself first, take care of anyone else who really needs it second, then you look around the room, you might see us peddling our wares, we got our books and stuff, we're like, oh, buy Transmutating God, buy Pickled Punk Philosophy, buy Nailing Kalimba, buy all the crap, and you're like, no, I'm not going to buy any of it, right? We already know system is broken, no one wants them, no one has the money for them, and stuff like that, it don't matter. Or, no one feels like it, that's fine too. You don't have to. We desire to, we want for not. We aren't going to chase that of what is not. It's foolish and irrelevant. We've already proven our theory. We've moved the metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3, and we exist within that of our own closed Shyzalosophical Godelian loop. So anyone wants to play therewith, where's the briefcase full of cash as far as big companies, but we do it for free for anyone else. Take care of yourself first, take care of anyone else who really needs it second, take care of anyone else who you like and or love more than us third. But at the end of the day, you got anything left over, beggars can't be choosers, we'll take whatever you got. Because remember, we don't want your subscription, we want your money. Downvote the shit out of this, go to Cashapp and give us a buck, or go to Amazon.com or Kindle Unlimited, search Shyzabox books and buy one of them. Or to be funny, go to Books A Million, go up to the front, ask them to search Shyzabox books and buy one of them there. Get off our lawn!